universe.
And welcome to another edition of the Autistic Delicatessen. I'm your host, Alarno, along with Shalise, Nico, Melissa, and Rachel Ann. They're all off for the holidays, but right now filling in is Candi Carpenter. Welcome back to the show.
Thanks for having me back, Larnell.
And also, we have our guest, first time on the show, Dalia Cologne, who is the host of the Zest podcast that you can find on USF through their website, wusf.org. So, Dalia, welcome to the Autistic Delicatessen.
Thank you. I'm thrilled to be here.
Now, on this episode, we're going to talk about holiday foods. And here's the other funny thing about this. Both Dalia and my guest co-host Candi, they're both vegetarians.
Yay!
So, yes. So let me ask you this: like, first going on to Thanksgiving and then going on to the holidays. Dalia, do you ever have your Thanksgivings since you're a vegetarian related to vegetarianism, or do you try to mix it up, with your family during those times?
That's a great question. Okay, we were just talking about this with my colleagues on the Zest. I feel like turkey is overrated. Like, the turkey's the star of the show, but nobody's really there for the turkey. There's so much you have to do to it to make it flavorful. The sides are really what it's all about. So I don't even feel like I'm missing anything by not having turkey. I'm not making a tofurkey or anything like that. I'm really just going hard in the paint for the sides. And my number one is mac and cheese. I make it with 4 kinds of cheese and breadcrumbs, and it's kind of a labor of love. In my everyday life, I try not to have a ton of dairy, so this is really one of those holiday celebration foods for me. So as long as there's mac and cheese and maybe my mom's sweet potato casserole and a couple other favorites, I don't feel like I'm missing anything. Candi, what about you?
I could not agree more with you. This is absolutely the correct take, in my opinion. I fear we're going to just be agreeing with each other for this entire episode. I'm a sides person in general. And I think that helped me on my journey to, starting to eat less meat, realizing that I was always really just there for the side dishes, always ordering the vegetable plate in a restaurant. And it's for me about the green bean casserole.
Ooh,
I don't know why.
With the little crunchy things on top?
Yeah, and I feel like that is a dish that I could make all year round and just don't. I don't know why. So maybe I need to bring more, my New Year's resolution should be to make more green bean casseroles for non-holidays.
I love that. A lot of people only make stuffing for Thanksgiving, but when I was a kid, I'm an elder millennial, and when I was a kid, stovetop stuffing was being pushed really hard in commercials, and we always had it as a side with dinner. So why not incorporate some of those other sides into everyday life?
I have to tell you all about this. One year, my mom and dad came into town kind of at the last minute, and we everybody else was out of town. We didn't have plans for the holiday meal, and we went to Red Lobster. And it was very difficult to sometimes I do lean a little bit pescatarian at times, just for I don't know, just occasionally I feel like I need that protein boost. I'll have a piece of fish or something like that once in a while. But Red Lobster was making stuffing out of the cheesy bread biscuits.
Oh,
cheesy bread! Oh my God!
Yeah,
cheesy bread. That's really good, though. Yeah.
I'm gonna dream about that tonight.
We've got to make that. I feel like we could do an episode where we make that stuffing because it's just I just wanted that, a plate of that dressing. It was overkill to have the bread with the dressing. That was a lot of the same thing, but you got to try this. It's nuts.
Oh, I just it's Candi, you don't understand. It's been a good long while since I had Red Lobster cheesy bread. And I remember going to Red Lobster as a kid, though. So it's just, I'm sure, Dalia, you probably remember Red Lobster and going there.
Oh, yeah.
Probably went there with your family, probably. So
yeah, and when you said Red Lobster, the first thing I thought of was the biscuits. And I think you can buy that mix in the grocery store. So this is a dream that we can manifest.
Oh. That's to your point that you made earlier. It really just is all about the accoutrements with a meal. It's
yes.
I mean, do you go to a steakhouse like ever for just the sides? I have done that.
I'm there for the baked potato. You know what?
Yes.
I listen to another podcast called The Lazy Genius, and
Ooh.
I love it. Highly recommend. But she helps people with whatever problem they're working through. How do I potty train my kid? How do I switch jobs or whatever it may be? And people ask a lot of questions about food. And one of her pieces of advice is always name what matters. So the holidays
Mm.
can be really overwhelming. And when you're talking about maybe cooking dinner and having a lot of people over and you're not used to that, it's like, name what matters. Do I care if there's turkey? Maybe my family doesn't care. Maybe all they care about are the biscuits or the mac and cheese. So you really like home in on what are the couple of must haves, and then don't worry about the rest.
We had our Thanksgiving. We had some like jerk turkey as well.
Ooh.
Okay.
Okay, now we're introducing flavor. So
Yeah.
I'm a fan of anything
That
jerk.
sounds interesting.
Yeah, some jerk.
I like to date them too.
Oh yeah, like I'm sure you dated some jerks. Yeah. It's like, you know, but jerk isn't. Well, obviously I know you're trying to be sarcastic.
I am, and also not. That's true.
All right, that would be another podcast episode. Like, we're not going to talk about it here and all that stuff. You know, I'm trying to press Dalia, Candi. Come on.
No, I'm loving this. I feel like I'm part of the family already. So just don't do anything different for me.
Yeah, you see, Dalia, this is what happens when you have two autistic people basically just talking to each other. Eventually, there's going to be some real stuff going on. So
I love it. I want to get into the nitty gritty. Let's go.
Okay.
Okay. All right. But anyway, going back to it, we had like jerk turkey, we had sweet potato palm pie, which was really good. We had some peach pie, and you know, we had some monkey bread. Like, have you ever had monkey bread, Dalia?
Yes, that's like a Christmas morning, and Candy's over here just like reveling in the thought of monkey bread. That I might have to make monkey bread for Christmas morning. Actually, that would be really
all
good.
right.
Do you have a recipe you can share with us?
I do not, but I can Google it.
I gotta know the best one.
I usually make pancakes, and we were actually thinking about churros this year because we were in Mexico. We were on vacation in Mexico City over the summer, and we had like the best churros of our life. And so we were like, what if we had churros for Christmas?
Oh, churros are like, hey, do it up, like do some ethnic stuff like for Christmas. That'll be something good though. Candi, have you ever had like churros or even like
I've eaten everything. I'm pretty sure that you can. And I haven't had lunch yet, and I am just dying now. Like, I'm gonna have to think of something really good to have to. Yes,
Same.
this is it. The thing about doing Larnell's podcast is you will leave hungry. It's like going to the grocery store when you're hungry.
I get it.
Yeah, churros. Oh my god, churros with caramel sauce, or like,
and you could have Nutella. You could have like a little station to like what other sauces could we have? Oh, maybe like some sprinkles, like Christmas sprinkles.
Christmas. That's an idea right there.
And then we have to have coffee. We don't normally have coffee just every day at home, but I feel like there would need to be coffee or like hot chocolate.
Now, let me actually this. Like, I know like Candi and Dalia, like you're both like vegetarians though, but do you ever think about having like a specialized like eggnog or something like that for the holidays?
I'm not an eggnog girly, so no, but my husband is from Puerto Rico, and actually just last night he picked up coquito from our friend who makes it. It's kind of like the Puerto Rican version of eggnog, and it has coconut cream, and then you add rum and I think brandy. So he just picked up some yesterday, and I'll have a little bit of that, but I'm not really into eggnog. Candi, are you?
I need to know more about coquito. I do eggs and cheese, and I do love eggnog. I was recently diagnosed with high cholesterol for my age, and I'm pretty sure it's because I love cream and butter and egg and all. Like, if it's dairy, I'm interested.
Oh, interesting. It's interesting. Oh, that's right. Because I gotta remember, like vegetarians are not like vegans. Vegans don't have dairy. Vegetarians.
Correct.
I gotta remember that. Okay,
correct. I lean vegan, but I do have eggs that I buy from my neighbor with chickens. And like Candi said, sometimes, especially if you're in a restaurant, you have to be a little more flexible. So I probably wouldn't have cheese at home, but I would have it in a restaurant.
Cheese is one of the only reasons I have for living. So if I had to give that up, I don't know that I could carry on.
Oh, that that's why, Candy, I'm sure you cannot be a vegan. It's like that
I
would be
couldn't. No,
just.
no. I would love to. I would love to have that kind of self control and just like palate. Like that would be ideal and healthier and better for the environment. But I do. I have to have my brie and my Swiss and my pepper jack and my Gouda. I just do.
Mm.
So you're originally from Ohio, so growing up, you really never had like really the black Southern food experience, right?
We
It's
had
all
some of them. We definitely did the collard greens, the mac and cheese, the sweet potatoes, all those kind of soul foods,
yeah.
but not every day.
Okay. And how about for you, Candy? I'm sure that you probably had different like types of foods growing up. You never had any Southern food, or well, you live in Tennessee though, so you must have had some of it.
Oh, absolutely. And I was born in Ohio. I was born in Toledo. A lot of my
Yay.
family's in Ohio.
Okay.
Ohio has, at least in my experience, in the parts of Ohio that I spent a lot of time as a kid, like I can only describe the get together food as like watery.
Oh, shots fired.
Yeah, I love my family, but like I I recently went to a funeral for a family member, and there was like this memory of the church basement potluck that was reignited when I mean we went to one after
Oh
the
yeah.
funeral, and I'd forgotten about how ubiquitous boxed scalloped potatoes were.
Wow.
They're so
Okay.
good
And
though.
they are, but like somehow the sauce was just so thin, and
Yes.
Mhm.
it's just like
It's like
I don't
yellow
know, like
water.
yeah.
No, real quick, let me ask you both this. Have you both ever had au gratin potatoes?
Yes.
Oh
Yes.
Ooh.
yeah.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh,
Yes.
like au
We
gratin,
need
like
a carb
it's
fest
really
with
good. Yeah.
like
Yeah.
potatoes and churros. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Now, growing up in Ohio, I did also encounter, so we had the Midwestern, casseroles and tater tots and lots of like
hmm.
cream of
Yeah.
chicken soup and all that. But we lived pretty close to Amish country, so we had some of that influence.
Oh
And then we
yeah.
also lived in a very Jewish section of Cleveland. So I had a ton of Jewish friends, and even like making latkes and stuff like that, I
Oh,
will still
latkes.
do that. So it's
Yeah.
kind of like a big cultural mashup, which is fun.
Love that.
I remember, Dalia and Candy, I went to a Hanukkah event that was right around Trinity, and I remember that there was some latkes and all that stuff, and somebody
Mm.
like was mentioning to me like oh, like we have some jelly over here. You should probably try it with that. And at first I was thinking latkes and jelly, like potato latkes or something.
Yeah.
Oh yum with jelly. Yeah.
I'm not too sure about that. But then when I tried it, it was like, oh, this is good because like potato latkes and jelly. I think that wasn't. I don't know about that. Like
Or
but then when,
applesauce or
oh, no, no, no,
sour
no, no. Okay,
cream. They do
okay,
the
okay.
donuts
Yeah.
with jelly.
Okay, okay. Now I remember it was
I'm
applesauce.
so
With potato,
hungry.
it was applesauce with potato latkes, and at first I thought applesauce and
Oh, I
potato.
want some right now.
No,
You
yeah,
know
I'm
what?
about to get on Uber Eats.
You can you can buy
Sorry.
the frozen latkes at Trader Joe's and they're pretty good.
Yeah, but what I was about to say is at first I thought, oh, that wasn't like a
Mm.
good combination. I wasn't sure about that, but then when I had it, it was like, oh, it's actually good. It actually tastes really good. When you dip the potato latkes into the applesauce right there. So
Mm.
it's just an interesting thing that certain times, like certain customs, you feel like, why would they mix it in together? But then you realize, oh, I get why they mix it in together though. So it's just yeah. So that was my first experience having a potato latke with applesauce. So it's just because my initial thing would be like if it's a potato latke, it would be ketchup over that, not no
Yeah,
applesauce.
like a
Mm.
hash brown. That would be good
Yeah, yeah,
too.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Because you had potato latkes, right, Candy?
Oh, yeah, and I'm actually. I'll be really honest with you. I'm ordering some right now. Uber Eats. I'm trying to find a place to get them because now I have to have them. Thank you so much. To have
Sure,
these now.
sure, sure, no problem. So, Candy and Dalia, do you have any favorite holiday desserts? Starting with you, Candy. Do you have any favorites?
Oh my gosh. I did eat an entire pecan pie in my bed the other day. You don't have to do that when you're an adult. You can buy a pie and you can just sit in your bed and you can just eat it. You don't have to cut it. You can just take a fork to that thing. And I did do that. And I'm not saying I'm proud of it, but I would do it. I got it at a bakery nearby. There's an incredible bakery called Three Mothers just down the street. And they do tres leches cake as well. It's crazy. I I know this isn't a food, but I go hard for having mulled cider just kind of boiling on the stove
Oh,
all
okay.
through the
That's a drink.
holidays.
That's a drink because we're a food and drinks podcast. That's okay.
Great.
Yeah.
Cool. That's a big one. It feels like a dessert. I make a great pumpkin pie, but I don't really care that much about pumpkin pie. I wish I did. I'm gonna prefer sweet potato pie every time.
Oh, because you've had sweet potato pie. Oh yeah, sweet potato pie. Yeah, like
Hmm.
I like good pumpkin pie and pecan pie, but sweet potato pie. Come on,
Oh
come on,
yeah,
come on,
absolutely.
come on.
But if you ever want to try eating a whole pie in your bed, it's you can.
I
No
would
one can stop you.
I would need to cut. This is just me, Candy, but I would need to cut that. It's like I
Yeah,
cannot
yeah.
have a whole thing like just fork in there and just no, it
Well,
has to be cut, and then I use the fork though.
that
So.
tells you a lot about how I've been doing emotionally lately.
Oh yeah, like and that's probably something that we can hold for another episode. So, Dalia,
Yep. Yeah.
you have a favorite dessert?
Wow, no judgment. Sweet potato pie was also going to be my pick. And then this past Thanksgiving, I found a recipe that adds bourbon. So I made the pie like normal, but
Oh.
then I added like a half cup of bourbon, and then it had
Mm.
this marshmallow topping.
Oh,
And I think the recipe was from Sally's Baking Addiction, that website, but that took it to a whole other level.
Mm.
You could even buy one of those like Patty LaBelle sweet potato pies and put
oh
your own
yeah, no.
marshmallow on top and maybe mix in some bourbon with the marshmallow. I mean, there's so many variations. And then this might be a Midwestern thing, but my mom used to make ambrosia. We had
Yeah.
this church cookbook. You mentioned the church basement potluck, which is like you're
Yeah.
you're in my head now, like reliving my childhood. And my mom would always make ambrosia. I think it was the recipe from the church cookbook, and it has like mini marshmallows, maraschino cherries, mandarin oranges, shredded coconut, and it's just this fluffy white
Mm.
blob, and you plop it onto your plate. And I kind of want some. I probably haven't had ambrosia in like 20 years. Have either of you ever had that?
I think I think I've probably heard of it. I probably had it, but it's been like so long though. But ambrosia, I think I've heard of it though. I probably had it in passing, probably.
I was gonna say, you know what would be fun? To have like a nostalgic holiday meal or just anytime. Like you mentioned the green bean casserole, and I know some people have sort of gotten away from that, or the ambrosia, or just like all the foods from your childhood
Hmm.
and just have them for dinner one night.
Oh, I love that. What a fun idea for a party with friends.
Like a sloppy Joe, you could have tater tots, you could do
Okay.
vegan sloppy Joe.
Oh
What
yeah.
else?
Hamburger helper with
Hamburger
impossible meat.
helper. Do they still make that?
Oh yeah, they do.
Oh, I want some. I bet it's not that good.
I bet I bet it tastes.
Rice-a-roni.
You know how like when you would make a box meal, what did they call it? Like a meal enhancer or something, like there was some term for this type of box that you could buy. I don't remember, but like you would put the packet of the powder to make the sauce into the water usually, and it would always be gritty. Like it would never really fully dissolve. Like
Mm.
when I think about eating hamburger helper, like I think about the texture
It's
of the
like
kind of like,
powdery.
yeah, like you're like it's like sand in between your teeth.
It's like sand with noodles. Oh my gosh, but don't you kind of
Oh,
want some now?
yeah, no, I do. I absolutely do. Here, here, here's my secret. I put MSG in everything, basically.
Oh,
Pretty much
MSG.
a little bit of MSG, a little bit of that umami flavor in basically everything I cook. It's
Mm.
it just like elevates everything, especially as a vegetarian, like missing that maybe kind of like meaty, rich taste. Just a little bit of a sprinkle of MSG and you're good to go.
I gotta try that.
Oh, okay. Wow, like yeah, because usually in Asian foods they would have like a lot of MSG at times.
Yeah,
And I know it got
yeah.
a bad rap for a while, but I'm pretty sure it's like back in everyone's good graces.
It was
Yeah.
propaganda and
Yes.
it was messed up, and go buy MSG because it is good, and don't listen to the haters because they suck.
And remember, people, this is coming from Candi, so the opinions of Candi are not the opinions of this show. But
No,
anyway,
that's the correct opinion. Google it, you'll agree.
yeah, I'm just trying to play around here, you know. Yeah. But otherwise than that, Dalia, how should people check out your podcast, The Zest?
Oh, well, you can listen to the Zest podcast wherever you listen to podcasts, wherever you're listening to this podcast right now, or online at thezestpodcast.com.
Well, Dalia, thank you so much for being a part of this like holiday discussion. There's so much we can talk about, but you know, we gotta end it right here though. But anyway, like thank you so much for coming on. Really appreciate it.
Oh, this was a blast. Thank you for having me.
Well, folks, we hope you've enjoyed this edition of the Autistic Delicatessen. Make sure you like and subscribe to us on our YouTube channel.
You can also find us on Instagram, so like us there and come and leave us a comment. You can also find us on Spotify, leave us a comment there, and we would love your comments on YouTube as well. Until next time.
What's on your plate is how